Welcome to Sunshine Cathedral's Queer God Squad. It's Friday, March 13th, 2026. I am Bishop Darrell Watkins, the Senior Minister of the Sunshine Cathedral. With me today are Bishop Robert Griffin, my husband, and the Reverend Dr. Ann Atwell. We are the Queer God Squad. Visit sunshinecathedral.org to learn more about us.
Queer God Squad was created by Hotspots Happening Out to support our mission to explore the value of faith in the LGBTQ community. There is no streaming TV show like this in the entire world.
In 2026, we are celebrating the 41st anniversary of Hotspots magazine, with Queer News Tonight sharing over 11,000 stories and 11 million views so far. We are the largest nonprofit LGBTQ media organization in America, and we encourage you to support our mission to inform, entertain, and educate our community and allies.
We are proud to announce that Hotspots Happening Out is a beneficiary of the Florida AIDS Walk. Funds raised will be matched dollar for dollar in support of Hotspots Happening Out HIV policy reform and educational programs, including the MSM conference. We invite you to join us on March 21st to walk in support of the HIV community.
This is the Sunshine Cathedral Perspective. Election Security Advisor says pride displays in churches are the devil's work. According to LGBTQ Nation, Parikh, an acting advisor on election security, has sparked controversy with inflammatory remarks linking LGBTQ plus pride displays in churches to satanic influence. Parikh, a known conspiracy theorist, characterized such displays as evidence of, and I'm quoting him, the devil trying to brainwash people, end quote, insisting that any church featuring pride symbols is acting under demonic influence.
Parikh history, this story is so funny to me already, I'm sorry. But Parikh history is steep in far-right conspiracy circles. He has frequently collaborated with the, quote, MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell. His claims regarding the 2020 election reportedly led to a recent FBI raid on an election office in Fulton County, Georgia.
In a wide-ranging interview with Talking Points Memo, Parikh expressed a deep-seated distrust of the U.S. government, claiming a, quote, pure evil deep state is actively destroying the country. He described his lack of faith in the American electoral system and the nation's future, stating that his only allegiance is to Jesus Christ.
Beyond his religious and political claims, Parikh shared several eccentric views, including the belief that the restaurant chain Cracker Barrel no longer serves real chicken due to so-called woke influences. He also claimed to add alcohol to his soda as a means of sanitizing it. While Parikh's specific government duties remain opaque, his appointment highlights the ongoing influence of extreme conspiracy-driven rhetoric within specific political advisory circles. And now, honestly, this kind of would be really funny if it weren't so, sad and scary. Yeah, I mean, it really is. I mean, this is an advisor for our elections here in the United States. Now, this guy is a real conspiracy guy with a whole lot of issues about a whole lot of things. So I would kind of take a lot of what he says with a grain of salt the whole way around. And he's an advisor for our elections. So, yeah, what do we do with all of that?
It's nuts.
Well, it shows the power of propaganda that we have lived under 20, 30 years now of a network that's named after a little animal. And we used to name tabloid journalism. We made fun of it, and we'd see people buying those weekly papers in the supermarket, and we make fun of them. That's now practically mainstream in our country, and so truth, facts, no longer, just nobody cares, and so because we've been honestly fed corporate supported lies, people have bought what they were selling. And so a lot of people, honestly, they don't think critically, they don't check facts, they don't care if it makes sense or not, they don't care if it's true or not, and that's because of decades now of propaganda. It won. Also, individuals have their own stuff. So you can be an advisor to the election system and still be a fool, or insane, or diabolical. So people have their own stuff, and he seems to bring quite a bit of his to the table. And thirdly, this is how we know we've won. We're not quite to the finish line yet, but we see it and we know we're going to get there before anybody else. Because when your argument, when the best you have to make your case is the boogeyman, when the best you can do is say, if you do a thing that I don't like, it's because the boogeyman has taken over your consciousness, over your will, over your thinking, and that's why you're doing this thing. In 2026, where the world is not flat, where it's not a geocentric universe, where we understand gravity, where we have satellites in the cosmos, in 2026, for you to say some nefarious, invisible, mythical creature is why people are looking for liberation or celebration or equality or fairness, really, really get diagnosed, get some medication, or admit you're making shit up just to torture people. But no, when Satan is the best argument you can make, you have lost.
I am sure that this appointment goes with a prestigious thing for him. It is a very serious office, and my laughter is about, you got to be kidding me. This, but it's not. But anyone who claims that the restaurant chain Cracker Barrel no longer serves real chicken due to woke influence, and is also claimed to add alcohol to his soda as a means of sanitizing. I didn't know what alcohol he's putting in it.
What do you do with that?
That's what needs investigating. Not the election system that you think there's something's wrong with it, but this behavior is what needs to be investigated, diagnosed. I don't have the credentials to diagnose. This is borderline.
It's silly anyway. It's like people have been drinking rum and Coke forever, not to sanitize it.
Exactly. So continue to do that, but at least
all that what you want, dude.
There's a lot of issues going on here, a lot of stuff. And again, I think this is about a whole deflection effort. From someone who's at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue to say, let me just keep getting people distracted by appointing these types of people to these positions, and they're going to go do my bidding while I go over here and do what I really want to do. And so I think as serious as this is, it's yet another distraction. As serious as it is, this man probably should have been replaced on day one, should not even pass anybody's. I'm sure he submitted no resume for anything for the position. This one goes, here's my good friend over here who talks to the pillow guy, so let me get him in place and try to do something for me. Nuts.
And when you chose, and even if there was some shady business and he didn't really win, that it was even close. That people chose an adjudicated rapist, someone who admitted out of his own mouth to being a sexual predator, even though he said they let you, someone who has been impeached twice, someone with 34 felony convictions, who, if wasn't elected, would be serving time for at least some of those convictions. You didn't expect anything that he would do would be legitimate, honorable, ethical, reasonable. You hired a criminal. You chose a criminal. You elected a criminal. Of course, he is just going to put fools and sycophants and in these positions, and he has done, and we're all for it. So maybe finally there is some buyer's remorse, but Jesus Christ, it's going to take us decades to correct all this if we have a change of consciousness that sticks. I mean, we have Barack Obama for 8 years, and then we have this guy, and then we have Biden and Kamala Harris, and then we get this guy. So when it just hits bottom, sometimes we're like, we want it to be better for now, but we can't seem to remember for 2 to 4 years what we were trying to dig our way out of. And I'm not talking about like military policies or economic policies, although we could. No, I'm just talking about the quality of people's lives and the air that we breathe, the energy between us, the way we treat each other and talk to each other, and then of course relate to other nations. That has sunk to the lowest, and we know that. Will we ever allow it again? Jury's still out, but I hope, because you can be conservative without being evil. And you can be liberal without being weak. I mean, these aren't traditional ideologies anymore. This is about, do you want to be a good person or not? And good people do not support behaviors like this man exhibits.
Amen.
Amen.
And also being the pillow guy's friend is not a credential. And that's today. with the Queer God Squad.
And before we go, we want to remind you about the Cathedral Pub. The Sunshine Cathedral Center for the Performing Arts offers the Cathedral Pub experience. The Cathedral Pub offers performance attendees an inviting space to gather and connect with friends prior to the show, or a place to be while waiting for the doors to open. Guests enjoy live music, beverages, and appetizers in a comfortable meet-and-greet environment while they await the start of their performance. On show nights, the Cathedral Pub opens an hour before each performance and closes 15 minutes before it starts. Entry to the Cathedral Pub requires a separate purchase from your seat ticket, and the link can be found on the seat selection page. Be sure to purchase before checking out. There is a limited number of people who can get pub passes, so don't delay.
Thank you for joining the Queer God Squad today. We're here daily at 3 p.m. to have some fun and to discuss what our LGBT community is talking about. Please like and share this and other episodes of the Queer God Squad.
Sunshine Cathedral is the world's leading progressive queer church. Progressive, queer, and God are words that naturally should go together. Remember that we're all in this together. And also remember, you are God's miracle, not God's mistake. Until next time, we are the Queer God Squad. Goodbye.